Howdy, howdy, howdy. We unfortunately had to cut the last stream a little short, but that's fine because we're here now. We're here to continue going through doors, and I believe we're grinding for the next boss. I think we're still working on the purple blob monster.
There's one enemy.
Fire,
It
right?
seems like
Yeah.
it's weak.
Right, we got Odin. That was the big news at the end of the last one.
Just one enemy left.
The downside to only playing twice a week is all the things I learned
Great battle.
last time I was playing, I often forget by the time I am playing again. Oh dear. Well, that wasn't what I wanted.
There are two of them, and there should. It has multiple weaknesses.
You're the light dark.
It has multiple weaknesses. Two more enemies to go.
Wind and slash.
I need your help. Good choice. The enemy is down. I need your help. One enemy left. Here's our chance. Let's do it. Understood. That was easy.
Hey, only 7 minutes this time. You're improving. Or I guess Twitch is improving.
There are 5 enemies. I need your help. Good choice. The enemy is down. Here's our chance. Let's do it. Understood.
Wow. Turns out,
Incredible. That was a perfect
everything's
victory.
coming up Millhouse. So the real question is, can we beat the floor boss with just Odin? Because Odin's weak to wind, and the boss will exploit that. But if we can shock the floor boss with Odin's attack, that means all physical attacks will crit. We can really chunk damage faster.
There are 3 enemies. Be careful. It has multiple weaknesses. It's weak against
Ice,
3 enemies
fire,
left. Please be careful.
light. You know, that's a lot of effort. We could do it, but if we're gonna make the attempt. Hello, everybody there at camp. I was gonna ask if you were at camp already. I am hoping to on a Wednesday.
There are 3 of them. Strike first.
Like the 17th or something, maybe?
It's strong against darkness.
Hey, Max and Jackie are important people. Max brings very interesting snacks. A dog suit.
Watch out. There are 4. The enemy's weak.
Do we have a multi-hit wind somewhere? No.
There are 4 enemies left. Persona! Keep it up.
You've improved.
I mean, I think it makes sense in Pokemon, like birds eat bugs, so flying is strong against bugs.
Persona!
Whether it necessarily makes sense in the context of Persona is a different question.
I need your help.
The other thing is, like, not all bugs in Persona are weak to wind, though it is a fair guess when you're trying things out and seeing what sticks.
No shadows detected. The battle's over.
Wow, this shuffle sucks. Ignoring for the fact that I don't think Alolan Doug Trio is in a game that can Terra. You're trying to make a ground steel have a flying Terra type and then give it Whirlwind, which I don't think it can learn because its moveset is based on its regular type, not its Terra.
There are 4 enemies. Attack! Loki! That's the way. Good one.
Okay. Yeah, that Whirlwind on the Alola Doug Trio. And why would you do that?
Persona! That's it. The enemy is down. Persona! The enemy's off balance. Attack! All right, sister. Let's get him. determination.
Actually could be my catchphrase.
Yes, yes, yes! My skill level has increased!
How does it seem? Why are you doing this? Yeah. I bought their game. They can deal with it.
There are 2 enemies.
Like, I can fight any of these guys, but because I can't jump to refill my SP before the boss, I need to save that. I think that's the stairs.
Watch out! There are 4 enemies.
Yes, that is the stairs. There doesn't seem to be a single enemy on the floor. Well, that'll make this easier for me. Space badge! Space, wanna go to space? Space! Space badge! You got it, kid. So that's the stairs, but if there's nothing here, might as well look around. Oh, well, nothing else. Alright, here is the clock. Actually, let's... We good on health. Yeah, good on health. Oh, we don't have Odin's effect. Oh, never mind. Mistakes have been made. That's fine. Well, it means I'm less likely to switch my equipment then. Remembering things is important. Odin has to level up to get his attack. We can give it a shot, though. Since we came all this way. Alright, frightening purple blob monster. Your time ends here. Need a weakness that is not... The throne could do. You know, something about the phrase "goopin' time" doesn't really do it for me. 41 magic versus 36 magic on the throne. Alright, we'll take the succubus. Oh, I didn't scan it. They're gonna do stupid things now.
Light attacks are useless. This ends now.
Stop doing stupid things.
Persona. Give me a sec. I'll scan the target.
Honestly, it should be medicine.
Understood.
Mitsuru, it should be full assault. Because if it gets dicey
Persona.
from a heal perspective, Ken can do that.
Watch this. I command thee. Such persistence. Tough one. I need your help. Watch this. Oh, crap.
Yep. And there's the annoying part. The Jotun of Blood.
Tough one. Give me a sec. I'll scan the target. I need your help. Up here. Oh, crap.
Oh, you might be doing just some damage. Nah, they've got both of them.
I command thee.
That's gonna be a problem.
Such persistence.
No?
Tough one.
These two are not weak to anything and hit like a truck, and only can be hit with physical attacks.
Take this. Watch this. This ends now. Only two remain.
Well, that solves that.
weakened. Please be careful.
Someone's got to heal. And it should be Ken giving turn order.
I understand.
Oh, we got rid of certs. Yeah, that was dumb.
Firing!
That's
That
not
wasn't
much.
good. I command thee!
What are you commanding? They're not going to be weak to anything that Mind Charge is going to help with.
I thought that would do it.
Unless you've got almighty damage. Speaking of almighty damage, do we have almighty damage somewhere? Oh, we have it here.
Attack weakened. Please be careful. Persona! That wasn't good.
I guess that's better. Or never mind. Brah, brah, brah. So what's the plan? So what should we do in this case? 'Cause I don't know. I mean, yeah, I suppose that is a possibility. I think we really want to train Odin up. Yeah, I guess I gave her a lot of shit for charging when it really was more useful for her to charge. I guess the real thing is just like get Odin to the point where he can auto shock something, and then we can do like 3 all-out attacks. The problem is if he gets just one summon off, and he's not dead immediately,
There are 3 enemies. It's weak against
Odin is
ice.
super weak to the rest of the options. Like, they just hit wind for super effective damage.
Three enemies left. Please be careful. Persona! That's it. The enemy is down.
The enemy's down. Let's finish this. You'll fall by my hand.
That was easy.
I guess we can pick up Daisoju. Or not.
There are 2 of them, and they're shook up. It has multiple weaknesses.
Wind and slash.
2 more enemies to go. Persona! The enemy's off balance. Again! Persona! One enemy left. Here's our chance. Let's do it. Understood. That was amazing.
Yeah. Of all the trouble the sleeping table gave me in the base game, all tables must be limited with extreme prejudice.
There are 2 of them. Attack! Persona! The enemy is down. Now's your chance. Persona! Enemy defeated. Here's our chance. Let's do it. Understood. Great battle.
Oh, God.
My skills have increased.
Whoever camped with shuffle time is the
My
worst.
skill level has increased.
There are 2 enemies. It has multiple weaknesses.
Yes, you've shown me, and that's a much better option. Though it strikes me as an option that was born of, this was terrible, how do we make it less terrible without removing it? And less of a, this is a good way of designing this.
Firing! The enemy is down. Now's your chance. All right, sister. Let's get him. Attack!
Yeah, it's definitely something they were like, so this mechanic exists in the original
That was
game,
easy.
but it's terrible. How do we not remove it, but make it manageable, rather than this is a good idea that we should keep? Well, that wasn't what I wanted to do. Well, more fusion material. Because Shuffle just becomes... Shuffle just becomes, where's the more experience, like, 90% of the time. Especially in the base game, where once you hit the checkpoint, you can just go full heal and then come back. Which they removed from the answer.
Strike first. The enemy's weak.
Ice,
It has multiple weaknesses.
electricity,
There are
and
3
fire.
enemies left. I need your help. The enemy's down. Now's your chance.
It was also just like a small shadow, like the shadow size depends on how many enemies there were, and it being small means it was probably just like Hulk Hogan shadow again, and we'd run from that anyway, so. We have fire and lightning at one. We have fire and wind on one.
Persona! The enemy's off balance. Good whack!
It has multiple weaknesses.
Oh, this isn't even the fire dice. Well, I would have done things differently if I had bothered to check.
It has multiple weaknesses.
Persona! Tough one. Turn left. I command thee. One enemy to go. Last one. Persona! Persona! I must protect my sister.
These are
There
the
are 2
fire.
enemies. I need your help. 1 enemy left.
You've improved.
Persona!
We could also fuse Seth. That would probably solve our boss problems, given the lack of weakness. Just deal more damage. I'm besting. I'm so good at this game. Why don't you play the janky PS2 game and I'll sit and heckle from the sidelines?
Watch out! There are 4 enemies.
I feel like it's not that hard to have a monitor that connects to your PS2. Even if it is, you know they make like $10, $15 adapters that can put an AV signal into an HDMI source. How do you think I am putting a PS2 signal into a computer? Because I'll tell you right now, my computer doesn't come with AV ports.
Getting stronger too.
And I could lend you a copy of the game, though you just have this wonderful track record about using the things I lend you and tell you you should try. See, I was pointing the complete opposite direction, and that shot still hit.
There are 3 enemies. Be careful.
I didn't say you lost it. I said you didn't use it.
Chance. Let's do it. Understood. Good job.
No, I said you have a track record for using. Yeah, I know. Unfortunately, Jason's not there to stream whatever movie you want, or else you could do a movie night out of it.
There are 3 of them. Strike first. It has multiple.
I don't know that it's easily on a streaming service, but I don't know that Jason was actually using a streaming service when he was streaming movies last summer.
A surprise attack! There's only one! Firing!
Out of my way! You're unworthy of my time.
An attack! There are 3 of them!
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can definitely find it online. I've done so, but...
Lakshmi! Good choice. The enemy is down. 3 enemies left. Please be careful. Persona! Good choice. The enemy is down. Persona! Keep it up. All right, sister. Let's get him. Attack! All enemies defeated.
Yatagarasu is leveled up. Color me shocked. Strong almighty damage will be useful. No, don't do anything to growth 2. Now we're just looking for a portal back, because I have no SP.
There are 3 enemies. Be careful. I need your help. Good choice. The enemy is down.
The enemy's down. Let's finish this. You'll fall by my...
Looking out punting to grow. What an incredible deviation from his normal habits. I mean... yeah. Surprise, it was me, Loki, whole time.
Yes, yes, yes. My skill level has increased. There's one enemy.
Well, this should take 1 attack.
Persona! Good job.
No, we don't need you. Okay, so... Can we fuse Seth is about where we're gonna line up. And we want to use Cert. Well, can't do it the easy way. I guess the real thing should just be going one at a time. Pazuzu. Okay, so no. So let's do some fusion calcs. Yeah. Lilith's not a bad option. Because if we make Lilith and then pop Barong in somewhere, we could really get there. Lilith Barong, Lilith Pazuzu. Make a lot of options. I guess, can we make Lilith without using Cert? Because using Cert is not helpful. Ooh, Hellbiker. Let's head to the normal spread. Yeah, I didn't think so, but worth a shot. Alright. If we can get a new biz, we can get Hedekanakarnar. What do we know about Yinsky? Doesn't seem to be super helpful, as it turns out. Not great options. I can pick up Callie on the side of the road. I could pick up Thor. Thor to Anubis. Then the trick is gonna make you Anubis, but... not the worst. And that finally makes use of Yada. I mean, ultimately, we'd like better... we'd like better skills, though. Even if we're going to just swap it. Oh, that's perfect. That's exactly the best we could hope for. Yeah, we've moved on from Yada. It's a sad day. Rip Yada. Yada will live on with a persona that's gonna get fused away again. Thor and Lakshmi could be Lilith, and then we could just pick up Barong in the dungeon, and that'd get us Cert, Lilith, Barong. If we can get Growth and single target Ice, I'll call that a success. Boo. Get better material. Well, maybe just having Growth. Just having Growth might be the way. There is nothing right about this fusion system. You are correct. It is the least exciting thing about this game. When I started streaming this game, I was watching somebody else go through it, and they were like, yeah, I'm not gonna play the remake. Atlas is just gonna put missable stuff in it. And I'm just like, A, there's some pretty missable stuff in this one. B, have you seen this fusion method? It sucks. And the worst part of this fusion system is you don't notice it right away. Like, unless you, like, already know it's bad. You know what I'm just gonna take? Yeah, I don't care. It's just gonna get fused away anyway. The growth is the important part to get more skills to pass on. I'll just take that. Welcome to the crowd, Bowie. Now we're just looking for Barong, and we can make Seth. I want at least growth. Because passing on growth to Seth will make it so that, like, if I'm fighting things that aren't just weak to fire, it won't miss out on experience. Growth is the skill that you will put in the effort to pass on, especially in the late game. Honestly, especially in the early game. Any point, once you get access to Growth 1 or Growth 2, you just always want to pass on growth.
Two enemies. You've surprised them. Persona! One enemy left.
You've improved.
Persona! That was amazing.
Well, guess we're getting Daisoju.
Dazed enemies. This is our chance. Persona!
Yeah, let's go. It's a kill on all three.
Amazing.
Fully restores party HP. Right. Let's get rid of this one, because I don't know a single time when someone's gonna be like, you know what I want? To have 1 HP.
My skills have increased.
My skill level has increased.
An ambush! There are more of them!
Oh, that's devastating.
On the Contra gem can cure it has multiple weak.
Actually, they're all weak to Pierce? No, they're not weak to Pierce.
Take this!
Très bien.
Redcliffe defeated an enemy!
Yes, use the ice on Mitsuru. Please do.
Don't leave the job unfinished.
Oh, come on.
Is quite fast.
Yeah, and I mean, also the fact that his magic attacks, he has the magic the skill that halves magic, and the best electric skill in the game.
The enemy's off balance. Attack! Here's our chance. Let's do it. Understood.
How are you still alive?
We can't afford to lose. There's one enemy. It doesn't seem like strikes will work.
If we get when we get
You
Odin's
can get away.
lightning attack, that's probably something worth fighting.
Only one enemy left.
But now it takes no damage, or it takes very little damage, it has no weaknesses, and it hits like a truck.
There are 3 enemies. Be careful. It has multiple weaknesses.
But the real question we should be asking is, why did he expect to gain knowledge from that?
It has There are 3 enemies left.
What does O say? Slash.
I need your help. Be gone. 2 enemies left. The enemies return to normal. Redclun defeated an enemy. Last one.
Yeah, so how did he expect to gain knowledge from that?
One enemy left. I need your help. All enemies defeated. careful.
Oh, it works. Good. Wonderful. A plus.
I need your help. 2 more enemies. Good one. Persona!
Well, I've always wanted to learn more about magic, so let me get right on that.
Hang in there.
Keep going. 1 enemy to go. Last one. Oh, crap. I need your help. All enemies defeated.
That's not wrong. And that's a whole lot of nonsense. I didn't even want you.
Three enemies. You've surprised them. I need your help. 1 enemy left. Last one. Persona. Appear. All right. Next. There are 3 enemies. Be careful.
You know, like you do.
It has multiple weaknesses.
I probably shouldn't do it though. Don't think I could take the time off work.
Enemy defeated. Last one. This is what my power was meant to be used for. All right. Next.
Oh, it's Hellbiker. Well, I'm not gonna get wrong. Hellbiker might get me there at some point. I feel like prophetic visions is kind of one of those double-edged sword kind of things. Like, do you really want prophetic visions?
There are 3 enemies. Be careful. I need your help. That was amazing.
Yeah, I don't have magical lightning spear. there's a portal back.
There are 2 enemies.
Doesn't it have some sort of lightning property?
I need your help.
You're telling me that Atlas, the very historically accurate game company, is lying to
That
us?
was a There are 3 enemies. Be careful. Persona!
Wow, I missed all 3.
Watch this.
Don't hit the one that's got the status condition, hit the ones that don't have the status condition.
Not
Yes,
good enough.
Senpai! The enemy's off balance. Persona! Tough one. I need your help. I command thee. Watch this.
He's just a boy, and he misses anyway. Boy.
Here. 2 enemies left. Persona! Enemy defeated. Last one.
I would prefer if he made less mistakes.
My will is unfailing.
Yes, yes, yes. My skill level has increased.
I'm running out of SP points to possibly find the Barong.
2 enemies. You've surprised them.
But maybe we can fuse a Barong with what we got.
I need your help. Good choice. The enemy is down.
Loki!
Keep it up. All right, sister. Let's get him. All enemies defeated.
SP points, like you can get from the ATM machine with your PIN number. I'm pretty sure the ATM machine with your PIN number, you just get, money. Yeah, that was a dumb idea. Oh. You were doing a different bit. How long will I be in the velvet room this time? We can make Pazuzu, but that would lose Cert, and that defeats the purpose. Taking all offers. I mean, that's probably what we're gonna get. If we can't make what we need. Arhabaki. No. Yako? Cert Byako. Nah, it needs Hekataka Shasha. Yeah. Or Byako and Thor. Good way to pass down Null Light, though, so might as well make it. And free up some space. Nope. Heck, Tonkeries. Yeah, you know. Heck, it's a Speaking of, there he is. Speaking of, slightly annoying because I would need Byakko if I was using Tonkeries. And there's no compendium. Sabaka Dakada, exactly. This is like playing a bingo card and having like 3 rows with 4. Because if we have Alice, we can use Atropos and search to make Seth. If we have Hecatoncheires, we can use Byakko and Hecatoncheires and search to make Seth. Or if we have Barong, we can use Barong, Lilith, and search to make Seth. Alright, we're out before the 140 mark. But only because we're gonna have to go hunting for personas and then going back in. Correct. Susano, I believe, is the ultimate persona of the Fool? Honestly, we're getting to the point where my time in the Velvet Room is going to be for very specific things, and after we get Seth, I don't know what I will need to go back in there for. Because both Odin and Seth were part of the winning team for the base game. So unless we're like really doing the grind to get Orpheus Telos, I think we'll probably be okay with this team.
Be careful. I need your help.
Unless there's a really miserable boss fight. And this game has been king of really miserable boss fights.
To finish it off.
All right, next.
That is a red shadow. And as great as I'm sure its experience gains are, probably not worth risking.
There are 5 enemies. Attack!
Yes, you have multi-target.
Chance. Let's do it.
Understood.
Incredible! That was a perfect victory!
Because once Odin levels up, like fully, and we get all of his skills, anything that doesn't resist specifically electricity becomes pretty much weak to Odin.
My skill level has increased.
Atropos is fine. It's pretty medium wind damage.
You found the enemy's weakness.
You've improved.
And in terms of things that are good, it's kind of fine. But by the time we got access to it, we really had either more reliable wind or...
That's it. The enemy is down.
That's not what we wanted. We either had more reliable wind or stronger wind.
The enemy's return
Like Quetzalcoatl,
The enemy's return to normal. 2 enemies to go.
Quetzalcoatl makes Atropos kind of unhelpful.
Keep going.
Especially if you have to train it to get anything of use.
Such persistence.
It has only 1 enemy left.
Like, I think it's needed to fuse Norn, but I'm not super crazy needing Norn. Unless we get the Norn with the, like, once it levels up, it gives us the item, because wind immunity would be super cool.
I can sense
It would make
your
Odin better.
determination.
Thunder Rain. Soon.
My skills have increased.
Thunder. Thunder. Thunder Rain. Ho!
3 dazed enemies. This is our chance.
I knew how to pronounce Quetzalcoatl before. I'm not entirely sure why I knew how to pronounce Quetzalcoatl before, but I did.
The enemy is down. Now's your chance. Persona! That's the way.
Well done.
Persona! Good choice. The enemy is down. Here's our chance. Let's do it.
Is it weird? I feel like Quetzalcoatl's not that far out of, like, the cultural zeitgeist, but I don't have any way of proving that or know where people would... Barong! Oh no. Oh, thank God. But I don't know where anyone would necessarily pick up the Quetzalcoatl. You're more powerful than a god, and how are you more powerful than a god?
There are
Dare
three
I
enemies.
ask?
Be careful. I don't think you can get away.
Oh, did you finish 5?
Kenkun's in trouble! Help Kenkun, he's not doing so well.
I know where Quetzalcoatl is from. Cool. I'm assuming you unlocked the 3rd semester and have more to do. Yes, okay, you did unlock the 3rd semester. Not that I know anyone who would have failed to unlock the semester on their first attempt. Hey kid, that's a nice hamburger. Want this gun? I unlocked the 3rd semester the first time with no advanced warning, but our good friend Sylvan Ranger, who is in this chat currently, did not, and so got the base game ending. I didn't know what needed to be done. Honestly, that's pretty good. The only problem is it doesn't have... The other problem doesn't have growth. That may be true, JC, but I'll wager that people told you had to do at least one thing to make sure you got it. Because I'm pretty sure I told you needed to do it. Fire boost, growth, Ragnarok. Yeah. I mean, no Counter-Strike, but let's be real. That's pretty good. Yes. And I don't even know if you need the Akechi bond, but you do need the Maruki bond. You do need at least the Maruki bond to get the 3rd semester. You need to spend time with our good pal, Billy West. May he rest in peace. Seven out of 10. I probably would have rated it higher, but as I can see if it's not necessarily a gameplay loop you're into. I didn't know. I don't know that I would have said it took 3 hours to get to a save point, but I feel like it takes 3 hours to get to a save point in this game, and then sometimes if you don't make it, you have to redo those 3 hours. But I don't know that I've ever had a real problem with save points in 5. Yes, Ferdinand von Ayer. He, Ferdinand von, requires you to finish Persona 5. Yeah, I think, Three Hopes, the Dynasty Warriors spin-off, was one of the last projects he worked on.
An attack! There are 3 of them! Three enemies left. Please be careful. I need your help!
After saves... Yeah, you're right. I guess after both of those, it's giving you a lot of cutscene stuff and revealing plot stuff. After God, if you're not playing Royal, or if you don't max out Maruki's Confidant, is the end of the game, so the cutscene that plays there is normally the... Holy cow, I'm almost dead. Yeah, Silva makes a good point. Best palace theme. What was your favorite?
There's one enemy! Attack!
Rivers in the Desert is so good. I think when you told me you were starting this, I was like, the music in this game is amazing.
I need your help! That's it! The enemy is down! Alright, sister. Let's get it!
I feel like Rivers in the Desert is probably top 3, like, boss music tracks in general, like, in all of games. I'm not a huge, like, music person when it comes to game music, but I own the Persona 5 soundtrack because, like, on disc, because all of the music is a bop. It's top 3, and it's not 2 or 3.
Surprise attack! 2 enemies!
There's some really good bops in the third semester too. Some people say the final boss fight track is better, but I think Rivers is still better.
A surprise attack. 2 enemies. It has multiple weaknesses. 2 more enemies
Oh, I didn't
to
need
go.
to escape. I was like, oh, I can do this. It's like God-Shattering Star being the best on the Three Houses soundtrack. It's not really a question. Final as in third semester final. There's a song, the song that plays is called, I think it's called Take Off Your Mask, and lots of people are very fond of it. Say's Palace is nice. Honestly, in terms of themes, I don't know what really, if there's really something that I'm super, like, can't live without. Like, Okumura's Palace has a really cool theme. The problem is Okumura's Palace is tainted by Okumura's boss fight.
Enemy defeated. Again. You won't escape. Nice shot. The enemy is off balance now. You won't escape. Metis defeated an enemy. Last one. We can't afford to lose.
Yeah, Okumura's Palace, and, like, the plot surrounding it, well, the Mona stuff at the beginning is kind of meh, but, like, there's a lot of things that Okumura's Palace has going for it, and then you get to the boss fight, and it's just like, this is the worst thing ever. The maze has the issue too. I think Shido's Palace is just too darn long. You talk about long times between save points, like Okumura's Palace or Shido's Palace just takes forever. And like the final dungeon before Yogdabaoth, the Grail, is a long dungeon, but it doesn't feel as long and drawn out as Shido's does. It does, and I would probably have a different thought if I was streaming it for the purposes of entertainment and trying to take it in chunks.
There are 3 of them.
But I was just sort of playing it to play it, and I wasn't gonna do anything else. I was gonna play it, so.
Dazed enemies. This is our chance. I need your help. Enemy
The other thing that does make some things worse for me is I came to the realization early that I could brute force a lot of the fights with Tsukiyoji as my persona. So regardless of him not doing a ton of damage, they just couldn't really hit me.
Metis defeated an enemy. Last one. This ends now.
You're unworthy of my time.
That's a super interesting take, because, like, I don't know that I ever really had issues with save points. Like, because you can save wherever you want when you're not in a dungeon. And I never found myself having trouble saving in dungeons. It was always, like, spending so much time doing, like, regular day-to-day life. Yeah, we're not looking for save points mid-fight. That'd be dumb, for sure.
Three dazed enemies. This is our chance.
Yeah, I get what you're asking, like, to have a save point, like, right after a boss and do the story after. I get that. For me, it was just never a problem, because I was always like, I've just beat this boss. I'm excited to see this story. But I feel like I'd probably have a different opinion if I was streaming it rather than just playing it on my own time. Because on my own time, I can do whatever I want. If I'm streaming and I've got a timetable to keep, that's one thing.
I thought that would do it.
Because if I'm doing it on my own time, I can always just put my PS4, or at the time my PS4, into rest mode and pick it up later. Whereas streaming, you can't really do that. Streaming, you gotta find a hard cutoff.
There are 4 enemies. Attack! Firing! The enemy is down. Now's your chance. I need your help. The enemy's off balance. Attack! Again! I need your help. Keep it up. Good one. I need your help. That's the way. All right, sister. Let's get him.
Yeah.
No shadows detected.
Honestly, and it's one of those things where it's like most of the bosses I feel like are relatively friendly for first time. Like once you get to the boss, it's not a big deal to finish the boss, with the exception of Okumura, which is just the worst. But I feel like the rest are not, like, yeah, you'll probably mess up, like, once or twice, but they're not really, like, once you get the gimmick down, it's not a huge deal. Okumura being the sole exception of that. I mean, you saw my 8-hour stream to finish the base game of this that didn't actually finish the base game of this because I thought it was not going to take as long as it did.
I need your help.
Yeah, for sure. Say's not that bad.
Again.
But, Cheeto and Yagdabaoth are super long.
That was amazing. Yes, yes, yes! My skill level has increased! Three enemies. You've surprised them.
Oh yeah, we were gonna try and fight the boss, weren't we? We were kind of sidetracked on fighting random guys.
I need your help! That was easy.
Yeah, I do think it's one of those things that you only really get a handle on if you're streaming or watching a stream, where it's like, when you're playing on your own time, you can do an extra 3 attempts and it's not a big deal. But when you're streaming and trying to keep to a stream schedule, it's like, oh, I'm at the 3-hour mark, and I haven't fought the boss. I can give it a shot, but now I'm at the 4-hour mark by the time I'm actually done. And now I'm done, and I still have to wait another 20 minutes to get the save point. Sure.
Four dazed enemies. Now's the time. You won't escape! Now! 3 enemies left! Another! 2 enemies to go! 2 more to go! Be gone! 1 more slash!
Out of my way! The enemy's down. Let's finish. You'll fall by my hand. You're unworthy of my time.
My skills have increased. A surprise attack! 2 enemies!
Honestly, I'll just switch to Odin and say, hey Mitsuru, knock these guys down.
To go.
Leave it to me.
Understood. You won't escape.
I command thee! You've done it. The enemy's down. Let's finish. You'll fall by my hand. You're unworthy of my time.
There's one enemy.
Boo.
They won't quit. There are two now.
I command thee!
Oh, crap! Nevis defeated an enemy. Now! I thought that would do it. Just one enemy. Give me a sec. I'll scan the target.
This is getting out of hand. Now there are two of them.
You won't escape. That was easy.
Byaku's kind of cool to have. Won't need him because better electric options, but he'll be a cool thing to fuse away because he's got some cool support skills.
There are 3 enemies. Be careful. I need your help. Enemy defeated.
I command thee!
Hey Ken, make less mistakes.
Such persistence.
I said make less.
Last one. Ah! Keep your filthy hands.
Alright. You still have Thunder Rain, so this is not the perfect setup, but we should be able to chunk a little more damage. Alright, you two-eyed, no-horn, blobby purple people eater.
Give me a sec. I'll scan the target.
She does good. Can't argue with that.
Understood.
Leave it to me.
Persona!
This ends now! I failed to...
Like, visual theme, I'm probably on Okumura's. But I think Sei's musical theme is really solid.
Persona! Tough one. Persona!
This ends now!
I also think that Kamoshida's is really good from a, like, this sets up everything to be what you expect from the game.
Persona! Tough one. Give me a sec. I'll scan the target. Persona!
This ends now! Only two remain.
Watch this. Electricity won't do much damage.
I think Kamoshida's just does a lot right in terms of, like, grabbing you and throwing you into the game.
Tough one.
Loki's weak to fire. And he's one level away from getting null fire.
Persona!
Such persistence.
Oh, crap!
Yeah, that was dumb.
Are you okay? Kenku's in trouble! Ah! I thought that would do it! Help Kenkun! He's not doing so well!
Yeah, let me get right on that.
I understand.
Leave it to me.
I feel like you are correct. Madarame is definitely forgettable. That said, I think it works pretty well.
Be careful. That wasn't good.
Metis is badly hurt.
Honestly, you may barely remember it, but I remember it better than I remember the next one, Konoshiro.
Take this.
If we're talking forgettable palaces, he's easily on that list.
Last one. Don't let your guard down.
Take this.
Forgettable palace, forgettable character, turns into a fly for some reason. In New Game Plus, you skip half the thing because you have more money than you know what to do with.
It's a tough one. We can't afford to lose.
Alright, Gloppy is down, and Odin has Thunder Ray. Ooh, Thunder Rain. Yeah, that's a very true statement. I mean, nothing's as miserable as the mice sections from Shido's palace. See, Futaba's palace isn't the worst, in my opinion. It's visually really cool. Its story is particularly relevant. The problem with Futaba's palace is, like, the boss is super forgettable. Yeah, they're adorable. You know when they're also adorable? When you see them when enemies turn you into them. They're the worst thing when trying to navigate puzzles. Yeah. I don't even know that I got caught all that much. I just thought it was just a pain in the neck.
It doesn't seem like strikes will... Just one enemy left.
Apparently, I am in the minority on this one.
I thought that would do it. This. Please help me.
I command thee! I failed to finish it off.
I need your help.
You're unworthy of my time.
There is no psychic damage. I mean, Shido's Palace is fine. I don't have anywhere near the level of admiration for Shido's Palace.
There are 2 enemies. Firing. Keep it up.
You've improved.
I need your help. Good choice. The enemy is down. Here's our chance. Let's do it. Understood. That was easy.
Yeah, and there's a lot of fights in Shido's Palace that boil down to, if you negate darkness, light, physical, and gun, can they hit you? If the answer is no, you're just going to win. It will take you 3 years, but you will win.
There are 3 enemies. You won't be able to beat it with...
No, don't. Ah. Yeah, there's a few. And I mean, don't get me wrong, there are other palaces with things that are a pain. Sei's Palace has the pain of earning chips to get to various floors. But I don't think it's as big of a pain as a lot of what Shido's Palace is.
I need your help! The enemy is down! Now's your chance! I need your help! That's it! The enemy is down! Again. Persona! You found the enemy's weakness! Alright, sister. Let's get him! All enemies defeated.
I'm not even super upset about her fight as a whole. I think it's fine. Yeah. And some are more egregious than others with that. Like Futaba's boss fight is garbage. I will not disagree with that assessment.
A surprise attack! There's only one!
And it's another one of those do-nothing... Holy Grail is more of a set piece than a boss fight. And it's annoying because it doesn't tell you that. It's just like, you can beat this boss, except you can't.
I need your help! Up here!
No, hit him with physical.
Oh, crap!
Be gone! The enemy's down. Let's finish them. You'll fall by my hand.
Yeah, that's a bummer, for sure. Boss didn't need to do that at all.
Thought that would do it! Just one enemy left. I need your help! The enemy is getting stronger too.
I don't know. I feel like you could argue that if Futaba's is the most egregious. I guess which boss fights do you consider as not the ones that you control the tempo of? Like the Grail, Futaba, and Sei?
There are have 2 enemies.
I think Futaba's is the most egregious because there's literally nothing... Like, in Sei and the Grail to a lesser extent, the Grail's kind of egregious. But, like, say you are actually fighting a boss that can do something to you, and you can do something to it, and you are expected to beat the boss. With Futaba, it's like... You are not expected... Well, you are expected to beat this boss, but this boss won't really do anything to you. And you just gotta sort of sit around until we let you use a crossbow on it.
Enemy defeated. All right, sister. Let's get him. That was amazing.
More enemies. Oh, at least one gold one. Oh, they're all gold.
A surprise attack. There's only one. Give me a sec. I'll scan the target. Firing. All right. Next. Attack! There's only one! You won't escape!
I failed to finish it off.
All right, next!
Ooh, emeralds. We need those. Yeah, Futaba early on you realize is an auto-scroller, but like, there's no threat. Like, I don't feel like going back and testing it, but I don't know if you, the player, could actually die to Futaba's boss fight.
Attack! There's only one!
And that's the thing, I don't know if you have to guard on the regular. It may just magic video game nonsense you to survive it. Is it?
This ends now! Such persistence.
Up here! I need your help!
Well, good thing we had a Kumra to teach us about, whatchamacallit, to teach us about Baton Pass after Madarame already did that.
I failed to finish it off.
Wow, you're strong! Persona! The enemy is getting stronger too.
Now. Ah yes, guarding, that thing you'll never do again.
There are 3 enemies. Be careful. Oh no! The enemy's got you marked! Ken-kun's in trouble!
Ken casually flopped on the ground.
There are 2 enemies.
Yeah, we can deal with this.
Firing! The enemy is down! Now's your chance! I need your help! 1 enemy left! All right, sister. Let's get him! Incredible! That was a perfect victory! Yes, yes, yes! My skill level has increased! There's 1 enemy.
And we can probably have Odin carry this fight.
Persona! Persona!
Or we could have him carry this fight if
Tough one.
Evil used the attacks they're supposed to.
Out of my way! The enemy's down. Let's finish. You'll fall by my hand.
Watch this.
Just one enemy left.
I need your help.
Incredible! That was a perfect victory!
I don't care about any of these guys. Alright, whose trauma will we see today? Yukari trauma, it looks like.
Attention, all students in the dormitory. The cafeteria will be closing in 30 minutes.
Oh, crap. Forget it.
Oh, there you are, Yukari. We went to your room to look for you.
Oh, sorry. I don't think I can make it today. It'll be crowded anyway.
Hey, is that your stuff? Have you even been to your room since we got back?
Huh? Oh, yeah, you're right.
I don't believe this. You mean you've been spaced out for hours? Are you sure you're feeling okay?
Oh, no, it's nothing, really. It's just... how should I put it? It's hard to believe it's already been 4 years since I got here.
Oh, yeah. I see what you mean. It sucks that we have to be cooped up in this dorm for 3 years. We should be out and having fun. This year's almost over, too. At this rate, high school will be over in a flash. Well, let's not set our sights too high. We've just got to get through this.
Things went by so fast. I knew I wouldn't find out anything about Dad just by going to class. I mean, not even the police or the media have found anything new. It's already been 10 years. Wonder if I should just give up.
Ah, Takeba-san. You are Takeba-san, the freshman, right?
Oh, yeah, that's me.
I'm glad you're here. There's a letter for you. I'm very sorry about this. It actually came in yesterday. But there were so many transfer stamps that I couldn't tell who it was for. It's from an Eiichiro Takeba. Is he a relative?
But that can't be. Commemorating the opening of the Moonlight Bridge 10 years ago?
Takeba-san, wait! I need your signature here. And you forgot your things. These are your things, aren't they? Takeba-san?
These are your things, aren't they?
You were all alone, trying to fight the Kirijo group's deception by yourself for so long.
It's not like that.
If we're being forced to look into our pasts, it would have been nice if you could have seen your father. I would have liked to meet him.
It's not that big a deal. Now's not the time to go over the past. I'm tired of dealing with shadows. We should hurry and finish this.
Yukari, aren't you pushing yourself a little too hard?
You know how Aigis has his power? She might not realize it, but that's gotta mean she inherited something from him. I'm anxious to get my own sign that I'm actually moving forward. I made a promise with him too.
Yukari.
Now that I've seen my past event, I know for sure. The idea we had about there being something in common between all the memories we've seen.
So that means, on that day we saw, did you...
Kenkun's story, Akihiko Senpai's story, Junpei's and Koromaru's too. Mitsuru Senpai's is the one that makes it the most obvious.
Huh? I'm not following you here.
What we've seen is each of our reasons for awakening to our persona.
It fits. Fuka awakened in front of everyone, and Aigis and Metis could use it from the beginning. So there's no need to see their memories. That would make the most sense.
But even if that's so, why would we be seeing that here? Is it telling us to step back and examine our origins? Aigis-san, what do you think?
Well...
Yo, Aiga's sister. Don't act like this doesn't involve you. Let's hear what you think.
Why? I can't talk about the past with you all. I don't know anything about it.
What's the matter?
Nothing. I meant just what I said. You said you wouldn't leave me behind. But I don't know anything about your past, so I'm always lost during these conversations.
Ah, I get it. You're lonely. See? You're a kid after all. Now I get why you got all well-behaved when we said we'd leave you behind.
I'm not a kid.
You may not know anything about us, but we don't know anything about you either. You must have special memories known only to you.
See, Persona 3 backloads all the "this is getting too real." Persona 5 front-loads all the "this is getting too real."
Like the memory of when you discovered your emotions.
Isn't it time you told us who you are?
Memories? But I don't...
Oh, it closed.
Sheesh.
Metis, I think you misunderstand. Not all of our pasts were glamorous. To be honest, there were more painful memories than pleasant ones.
That's clearly not true. All the things you laugh and talk about are from your past.
She doesn't mince words, which forced us to another realization. I felt, for the very first time, that the reason time stopped may in fact have something to do with us.
So one more door. Metis is unknown. She showed up when the desert and the doors showed up, attacked everybody, and was like, "I'm Aigis' sister. I'm important. Please let me kill you." And then we stopped her from killing us. And then she's like, "Alright, well, if you won't let me kill you, let me help you figure out what's going on." But Metis apparently doesn't know anything about her story, so who knows? I guess we'll find out. But that said, we're about 2 hours and 50 minutes in, and starting another door at this juncture seems like not a great plan. Yeah, I suppose she does do that as well. Although she hasn't really done it before, but we haven't really explored her yet. I'm assuming there'll be lots of plot exposition once we get through the last door. Anyway, thanks everybody for stopping on by, coming on out. We do appreciate it, and by we I mean me, because I'm weird. And ideally, we'll jump back into this tomorrow and get that last door knocked out until we get to the first boss. That will stonewall us, and then we'll have to grind for an entire session. You know, standard Persona things. Alright. Lots of good stuff. We got Odin, we got Seth, we got doors. It's a good time. Thanks everybody for coming on out. Hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your day. And I will see ya in the next one.